Okay, let me explain what I'm going to do in this series of videos on refuting an anti-Mormon argument concerning biblical archaeology. This is an introduction video to the series because I want it to be understood what I am doing and what I am not doing. I am not calling everyone who disagrees with me an anti-Mormon. No, I'm not. The non-members, the non-Mormons who disagree with me are not anti-Mormons. And that's fine if they disagree with me. That's the normal give and take of life as far as that goes. Not everyone agrees on everything. Well, yeah, welcome to reality, The particular anti-Mormon argument I'm discussing is stupid. That doesn't mean I'm calling all anti-Mormons stupid. There are some intelligent anti-Mormons who don't make this argument. Lucky you. I am talking to the more illogical, muddle-headed thinking anti-Mormons using this argument. The argument is that biblical archaeology has proven the Bible to be the Word of God, has proven the Bible to be accurate, and it has verification through biblical archaeology. Whereas Mormonism has none. The Book of Mormon has nothing. That is the argument I'm responding to in this series of videos. Now, understand something. Because I am destroying this anti-Mormon argument does not mean I am proving Mormonism true. Mormonism has nothing to do with this series of videos. Even though I am refuting an anti-Mormon argument against Mormonism, I'm not supporting Mormonism. I am refuting an anti-Mormon argument. I need you to understand that. What I'm not doing is I am not presenting any of my views here. This is not my thinking. I am saying if we're going to talk biblical archaeology, then let's see what the biblical archaeologists have to say about their discipline. That is the subject. Not what Carrie Schurz thinks about the Bible, about Mormonism, about anti-Mormonism, about archaeology, about history. I'm not going to tell you anything about what I think in this series of videos. I'm using the biblical archaeologists. Okay? I'm not being anti-biblical. I'm not being anti-anything. I'm refuting an argument. But you watch, the critics will throw that out. The critics have an interesting, I keep saying as if all of them do this. Not all of them do this. There are some critics, and I've had dozens of them in my comments section and in personal emails, who damn me to hell because I don't think their way. I don't accept the evidence the way they do. Therefore, Jesus is pissed at me and he's going to send you to hell. That kind of immaturity does nothing to me. I could care less where I go. I'm going to refute this illogical argument. If God is mad at me for showing logic, then I guess he'll just have to get over it. That kind of a threat is stupid. It doesn't faze me at all. They will label us sometimes. The anti-Mormons do. Oh, he's just a Nazi. He's just an anti-Semite. He's a liberal Democrat. Or he's a conservative Republican. Oh, he's a socialist. Oh, he's anti-Bible. He's anti-Christ. If they can throw a label at you, then they believe that they don't have to deal with the evidence of the refutation. When you paint an anti-Mormon into the corner and it destroys their arguments, it drives them crazy. They will instantly start attacking you with an ad hominem. Well, he has big ears. He can't possibly have a good argument. They'll do anything they can, The other tactic they'll use that they have done with me for years, decades, is once you absolutely destroy one of their arguments, they will completely change the subject on you. Well, what about Joseph Smith marrying other men's wives? What has that got to do with the biblical archaeology argument? Nothing. Well, what about Brigham Young teaching Adam God? What has that got to do with biblical archaeology? Nothing. Well, the Book of Mormon contradicts the Bible. What has that got to do with the argument? I'm talking biblical archaeology here. They will always try to take you down some little rabbit trail and try to find all kinds of contradictions because they know they've been refuted and they don't want to admit it. The anti-Mormons are not after truth. They don't give a hoot. They do not care about your and my soul. Let's get that perfectly straight. Oh, I know they love to say, "We love you, Mormons." Horse manure. They don't love us. They judge us and send us to hell if we don't think like them. That's not love. They don't give a damn about your salvation, so get used to that. They're here for one purpose, to either confuse you or contradict you or make you feel foolish, to make you doubt. That is their mission, is to cause you to lose your faith. And they seem to think that the biblical archaeology argument is a real good one to do that. It's not. I promise. Anybody who brings forth this argument that the Bible has been fundamentally proven true through archaeology, because we have Jerusalem, or we have the Siloam inscription, or Hezekiah's tunnel, or we have the papyri, or the Dead Sea Scrolls, etc. Anybody who uses this archaeology argument, you can safely ignore all the conclusions they come to, because they don't have a clue what they're talking about. And I'm going to show this using the biblical archaeologists. The reason I know the anti-Mormon argument that uses this is so stupid is because none of the biblical archaeologists think in these terms. I can't find any biblical archaeologists that use the words proof, proven, etc. for the Bible as the Word of God and accurate history because of what has been found archaeologically. This is another assumption behind this argument that is unspoken. To prove is to assume that everyone has the same uniform understanding and acceptance of said evidence. It's proven. Now, when I present to you 2 plus 2 equals 4, you take 2 objects and you add 2 more objects, and you have 4 objects, assuming you're in the base 10 mathematical system. I think everyone watching this video would agree that 2 plus 2 is 4, as a simple hokey illustration. When it comes to biblical archaeology, there's very seldom even 2 biblical archaeologists who agree on the same interpretation of the data, who agree that yes, that is the meaning of the archaeological material or archaeologically excavated text, or yes, that is the meaning of the Bible. The assumption of the anti-Mormon critic argument is that everyone agrees with them. The Bible has been proven. That's a bad assumption, and I've got the evidence to the contrary that I will present to you in detail from the biblical archaeologists. So this is what I'm doing. I'm not presenting my viewpoint. I'm thinking logically. If you have a better way, let me know. If we're going to talk biblical archaeology, then let's see what the biblical archaeologists have to say. That's perfectly logical. I know that logic is beyond the anti-Mormons who use this argument, but that's the logic I'm going to use. If they can't fathom that, that's no sweat off my nose. It's their loss, not mine. I'm not obligated to convince and convert someone who does not want to understand the truth, who only argues and always tells me what I believe and that I'm always wrong. I am under no obligation to waste my time. I have testified with the evidence. If you don't accept the evidence, good luck in the rest of your life, whatever you do. Okay? That is what this series is about. Not about my belief. It's not about Mormonism. I am specifically directing the evidence against the stupid, illogical, brain-dead argument that biblical archaeology proves the Bible to be the accurate, whole Word of God and historically verifiable, as it is written.